What's up? It's Meadow. Today I'm telling a scary story. It was something really scary that happened to me recently. It was a couple weekends ago. This is what happened. So I don't know if you guys know, but I told this like mini story in some video a long time ago. But anyways, basically everywhere I go I see like this yellow, what's the car called?
An Nissan Xterra.
That. And it's yellow and specific. Everywhere I go I see it, like not even kidding. I have like Snapchats of it. Like if you have me on Snapchat, plug, just kidding. You've probably seen it. Whatever, I always take pictures of it. And Kaya knows about this too, which Kaya is in the story. So I live here, which we're just gonna say I live here. Kaya lives here. There's like a rec center in the middle of us, and we always like hang out there, whatever. And so this was like a couple weeks ago, like I said, a couple weekends ago. We decided to meet up there, and so like if you walk there like completely, it's like equal walking distance for both of us. So we walk there and it's like 3 a.m. and I'm like almost there. I'm like halfway there. There's like a neighborhood that I have to go through to get there, and whatever, Kaya's like on the way, like whatever, we're like texting. I think we might have FaceTime too, I don't really know, but that's relevant. I can't breathe. Since it was the nighttime, it was pretty cold, and it was like the winter, I guess it's the winter, as well, it's not winter, it's like fall, whatever. And so I had a black hoodie on, and I had my hood up like this. So I was just like walking, and I'm like a small human being, like I'm just a little girl, and I'm walking through this neighborhood. It's like there's like, I go the back way. I can't really, it's really hard to explain without like telling where this is, but I go the back way, and then I get to the neighborhood, and then I'm like halfway there. So I'm walking, and I like hear like a car. I just like, I assume it's just a random car, and I look over, and it's a yellow Xterra in a driveway just of some random house. I don't even know whose house it was, whatever, it doesn't matter. It was like, oh my god, that's weird, because like I've always, everywhere I go I always see the yellow Xterra, and like since it's 3 a.m. it's 10 times scarier. Okay, so I try to call Kaya, and I stop because I don't know if I should like go back home or just like keep going, like run, but I had like no service, so I'm like trying to call her, and it's like not working. So this guy, he like turns on his car, and the car was already on, but he backs out of the driveway like a little bit to where he's like half in the street and half in the driveway. I'm like, oh my god, this is creepy. I'm like, go Kaya, pick up, like what's going on? So while I'm trying to call Kaya or FaceTime her or whatever, I think I was FaceTiming her, the guy rolled down his window like a little bit to like, okay, so here's like the whole window, it was like that much, and his windows were tinted, by the way, and it was dark, so I couldn't see anything, and no lights inside of the car were on, but the car was on, and I could barely see him. I could tell like it was a guy, I don't know, whatever. So this guy was like backed in the driveway as if he like backed in when he first got there, and so he like, the front of his car was in the street. So he's like staring at me like through this crack, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm freaking out, like Kaya's not picking up, I don't know what to do. It seemed like I was standing there like trying to call her, and like he was staring at me for like an hour, but it was probably like a couple minutes. But so Kaya never picked up, and so I'm texting her, I'm like, I'm just gonna like run. And so I started walking like really fast. I don't think I actually ran, because like I don't run. And so the guy like pulls out of his driveway, like completely, not pulls out, but like drives, like, you know, goes out of his driveway into the street. So I start walking like faster, and he's like still staring at me, so he like knows I'm running, and he knows I see him, so he probably is like, oh, she's running from me, whatever. As I start going faster, he pulls out of his driveway, and so the driveway and the houses are here, but then there's like a little street here, and then the street here, and this is the sidewalk that I was on, so he could like see me. But so he pulled out and turned that corner, and I was like already gonna pass up his street. This makes no sense, but I promise it does. Slow down a little bit because Kaya calls me, and I'm just like asking her like, what should I do, blah blah blah, and I'm not paying attention to the car anymore. And the car pulls up beside me as I'm on the phone with Kaya. Like I don't think I was FaceTiming her, because I would have shown her. He pulls up beside me, and he like slows down to almost where he's like stopping, and I'm like it's scary. Like I don't know what I don't know. So as I'm on the phone with Kaya, this is all happening. He's like right next to me. He stopped, like completely stopped at this point. So I stopped walking too. I'm like, what do you want? Like stop staring at me. And like I'm not saying anything to Kaya anymore. I'm just like looking at this guy, and he rolls down his window like all the way. He's like still staring into my soul. Like, can you possibly not? Thanks. But it was like super scary. And then he he like smiles at me, like the weirdest, like creepiest smile you could ever possibly imagine. It was that smile. Like nothing like this has ever happened to me, and so I was just like really terrified, and I wasn't really like talking to Kaya, and she was like, yo, like what's going on, like what are you doing, like are you fine? So I start running, like I book it, because like that's what I would have, like that's what anybody would have done, you know? So right as I start running, he literally like steps on the gas, like so, oh my god, it was the scariest thing. And he's like going the same as me, like really, really fast, trying to like catch up to me, whatever. I start running faster, and like we get to the end of the street, there's like another, like the street ends here, and then there's like a two-way. So I have to go left, and he doesn't even like stop at the stop sign, he just like completely books it right, and it was just like really scary, and I like ran the rest of the way there. But I literally thought like he was gonna like, yo, you want some candy? No, I'm just kidding. But I literally thought like, okay, I'm gonna die, like okay, bye. So I ended up making it to the rec center, clearly. Oh my god, that was so scary. My speaker just turned off. And me and Kaya happened to get there at the same time. We were like on the phone the rest of the way there. I was like telling her, I was like so scared. I was like, and so I get there, and we go inside to like whatever, because it was like cold, and so we're just like go inside, and there's like doors, and then like a little inside thing, and then another pair of doors. And so we're like in there for a second, and we decide to go back to my house and just hang out there, whatever. But then we walk out of the doors. We're inside the little middle thing still, and we walk out the front doors, and there's literally a yellow Xterra. So I'm like, no, like this is not happening. We're not walking home. No. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like my mom doesn't, like my mom thinks I'm in my bed. Like no, we're not. Like what are we supposed to do? Like call her? Like hi, I like went to the wreck. Like I'm like gonna die. The car was turned on, and all of the windows were rolled down. And I looked inside of it. There's literally nobody inside the car. That means like the guy could have been like standing around us somewhere. I don't even know. So I went closer to the car. We both did, and we looked inside. Like we're in a scary movie. Like what else are we gonna do? There was like nothing inside of the car. Nobody in there. The only thing that was in there was the spatula. Just the spatula. Like only the spatula. I literally thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna turn around and see him. But the only thing I saw was the spatula. The spatula. It was his. The spatula. And now I realize that it belonged to him. Like I know who it is now. I know who it is, I know whose spatula it was, and I know whose car that is. I don't even know if I should tell you guys. Okay, I'll just do it. I mean, I have to. I'm already making this video. The spatula in the car. The spatula, the car, all of it. It all belonged to the hash slinging slasher.
I'm already crying because I'm laughing so hard.
Okay, clearly that was a fake story, but you know I got you. If I got you, give this video a thumbs up. Yes. So I got this video idea from like 15 different websites actually, and I just decided to make it my own. I added Kaya in there because it was the most realistic, and the car story is actually really real. Everywhere I go, I see the yellow Xterra. That's not a lie, but everything else was a lie. That did not happen. Or did it? I'm just kidding.
Okay, go.
So anyways, if I got you, give this video a thumbs up because I know I got you.
I'm sorry for the clickbait.
Sorry for the clickbait, but it had to be done. It need be done. I was in a very scary story mood, and I didn't have any actual scary stories, so there's one. Don't at me for the clickbait, and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I'm gonna be posting a really cool video soon. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
He was staring at me through his crack.
all... Stop!
I'm sorry.
The spatula. Stop! I'm trying to have a serious moment. I have one more line. That's it. One more.
The slash bringing hasher?
The hash slinging slasher.
The sash ringing, the trash singing, mash flinging, the flash springing, ringing, the crash dinging,